Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 25th. We're just going to jump right in here, Gemini. You have this turtle card and this rabbit card. It's like, what is that? The tortoise and the hare, right? Is what's going on here. I actually don't remember what that story is about, but, I know it's like a turtle or a tortoise that's racing a rabbit, right? In that story, but I don't remember what the whole point of that story is. So I didn't pay much attention in school, just in general, but anyway, I feel for some of you Gemini people that you could be feeling like the tortoise and the hare. Or you could be feeling more like the tortoise, the turtle here, like things are moving too slowly, and you want things to be more abundant, and you want things to speed up, right? And so I kind of feel like that's what's going on here. I also feel that feeling, Gemini, where it's almost like you're in a trance, like, I don't know, how to describe what I really want to say here, but, it's kind of like if you've ever had a really bad day, right? And you're like just frozen in that energy and you really can't do anything else. Like, I kind of have that feeling going on here in your first row, that maybe some of you have been having some days, or maybe there's a person in your life that kind of puts you into that type of energy, or it could be like your boss, or just a parent or whatever. So I feel that for a lot of you here. The rabbit is a good card, though. It is a card of abundance. You have the Nine of Pentacles here. So it kind of looks like things are going to be improving just in general as far as your abundance is concerned, but I do feel it's been slow. I also feel, the turtle kind of represents protection mode. Turtles wear their homes on their backs, and some of you, I feel, have been trying to protect something, and I'm not saying don't try to protect it, but what I am saying is that sometimes I think, when if we feel like we're making less money or something like that, we can try to hold on to it more, which we're just choking off the energy at that point. So I always tell people to open up. That does not mean you have to spend money. I like to make that very clear as well. It's like, just because you're holding on, you're like trying to save money, doesn't mean you have to go spend money to get that flow going. That's one way you can do it, but I think there are other things we can do that are much more effective. Like, we can go donate a bunch of clothes. We can go donate our time. We can donate stuff, right? Because that gets the energy flowing. We can create something as well. Like, if you create a YouTube video where you share some advice with people, even if one person watches it, you're helping get their flow going. So, and it doesn't even have to be that. Like, when you create a piece of art that you put into the world, people get to enjoy it. You're creating flow, right? There's a million things you can do. So I kind of feel like this reading is saying, if you are feeling pinched off financially, that just create something. It could be anything. And by doing that, you're going to be getting that energy moving forward. The Five of Pentacles, it specifically says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. And there's clearly some sort of cycle that needs to come to an end here. We go this way, down to the Three of Pentacles to the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is a never-ending nightmare, and so I don't actually feel that bad about it in your reading. You have the Nine of Pentacles here as well. So I actually feel like things are going to be improving, but I do feel there's a story that needs to change. You have the Three of Pentacles as well. So this could say that there are people who want to help you improve your finances if this is a financial reading. Some of you could be feeling left out in the cold by a person as well. You have the Eight of Swords here. Again, Eight of Swords is only seeing one way of doing things. This is your past position, by the way, so I'm not too worried about this in this reading because, again, it's coming up in the past. But the Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction, so I do feel some of you need to realize that there are a lot of ways to do things, and sometimes, like, I think if we have an issue, and even if it's not that big of an issue, we can feel a little bit overwhelmed because we start thinking about all the solutions, but then we're also in a position of needing things to work, especially if it's financial, right? I've been there in my life, and where it's like you need something to work, and because you need it to work, then you start worrying about, you come up with ideas on how to get something to improve your finances to work, but then because you need it to work, it like creates this vicious cycle of just thinking about it, because you're like, well, I need this to work, and if it doesn't work, I need to come up with another idea. You get what I'm saying? It like creates this whole big issue. And so I feel like this is saying, just try one thing and stick with it, it'll work, right? You have someone needs to hear that. You have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands, like in and out energy. Definitely some of you could be letting go of a person for sure. Or I feel like you've already let go of this person. I feel like one person was just too slow with that turtle card. It's like one person kept your weight. I feel like it's the person, the past person, that kept you waiting. So some of you, I feel this is like, there's a little bit of glow up vibe going on here, because you go Page of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles to the Queen of Wands. Doesn't matter what gender you are, but you could be realizing your worth or your value in not waiting for a person who's just a turtle, right? With the Five of Pentacles, you have this inheritance card here. Yep, like I said, changing your story. Every single person this week, for whatever reason. I really think it's a Taurus energy just in general. We have Uranus and Jupiter in Taurus, and I don't know, since Uranus went into Taurus, I've been getting a lot of messages about people needing to look at stories that they tell themselves. And again, this is Chris's crappy astrology, not accurate astrology, but what I would say here is that, you know, it's like there's some sort of story that you have to change, and it could be about restriction, or, you know, something like, you know, there could be certain restrictions that you've experienced in the past, and this is about, you know, changing that story, doing things differently this time. With the Eight of Swords, you have this caution card. I would be careful of a past person coming back. You know, again, Mercury retrograde definitely could be bringing back past people. With the Knight of Wands, you have this manipulation card. This is actually a good card. It's not like bad manipulation. This is as above, so below. And it's about manipulating the energy. It's about manifestation, or, you know, bringing more money in. Having said that, I did get manipulation. So normally I read this as a good card, but I would definitely be careful if you have like a manipulative past person. I feel like they just play the turtle game, where they just make you wait and wait and wait and wait and make a bunch of broken promises, and, you know, it just never gets anywhere. So I'd be careful of that. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this fire card. It says reckless action leads to conflict. I feel like it could be your past person. So again, I would be careful of a past person. You have this seduction card. It says passion and romance await. So definitely could be a better connection coming in for you. And that's what I'd be focusing on here. That Queen of Wands comes up in the area of the future. So that's definitely like the place to be. You have the Strength card, Three of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. Here's the thing, is that the Strength card really says not only that you've been strong, but you have been working on yourself. You know, that lion, its tail is between its legs, and it's submitting to her. So it basically says that it, you know, it represents her inner voice, her inner demons, her inner critic, and it's submitting to her. So she has gotten it, you know, she is taming her inner voice, her inner demons, her inner critic. And I feel this reading is saying that you've done the work. You've done what you needed to do to improve. So don't go back to the past, which is going to, you know, kind of cancel out all this work that you've done, right? You have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is all about teamwork. So anything you can do to work together with other people. Again, I believe we're entering into a time of co-creation anyway. So anything you can do to co-create would be a good idea. I'm also getting that you need a plan as well. And I don't even think it has to be a good plan, you know? I think sometimes people think like, oh, I have to have this like perfect plan on how I'm going to build my business, or how I'm going to get into a relationship, or how I'm going to do this, that, and the other thing. I feel like this is just saying you just need a plan. It doesn't have to be a good one. You just need something to kind of like follow. You have this order card on the bottom of this deck here, the clarifying deck, the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. So very, very similar energy. It's funny that it comes up like that. But I do feel like you're working on your finances. I also feel like education would be very helpful for you as well. What else was I seeing here? Yeah, I feel like anything you can do to learn more. You know, the Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness and learning. So anything you can do to learn more about whatever it is you do to make money would be very helpful. Obviously. I do also feel this could be a new person coming in love. But let's see. Let's see what is going on here. With the Strength card, you have this companionship card. I do feel like you'll take it slow with a new person. This could be just being friends with the person first. It could also just be, I mean, maybe not. You could get into a relationship right away with this with a person, and you know, it's like a really strong companion. So I do feel you could be attracting a companion here. With the Three of Pentacles, you have this versatility card, your card, Gemini, Sun and Gemini right here. So, you know, I feel that the more versatile you could be, the better. You know, Eight of Swords is a lack of flexibility. And this versatility card, this guy is like super flexible. So I feel the more flexible you can be, the better. I kind of, part of me feels that, you know, the Taurus energy, it's like a very strong fixed energy right now. And that fixed energy could be making us all less flexible. So I kind of feel the opposite is true. Like, we need to be more flexible to be more successful. So just like, you know, whatever you're trying to work on, this could also say that you're getting ideas from other people, or, you know, other people could be offering you ideas on how you can be more successful. And again, I would just like listen to those ideas. With the Page of Pentacles, yes, someone is trying to pull you out of isolation. Look at this. So if you've been isolated, or if you've been hurt in the past, which it looks like you have. I feel like a person made a lot of broken promises. Like, I feel like they really made it seem like things were going to go a certain direction, but they were just a turtle. Like, I feel like they never let something happen. This could also be you, by the way. Like, you could be meeting a person where someone did this to them, and you could be the person that's kind of breaking them out of their shell, almost, if it's a new person. But it's like someone here in a connection had a person that made a bunch of broken promises that like never went anywhere. It was just pure fantasy is what that's like literally what's popping to my head. It would not surprise me if you never met this person either. You know, it's like you could have been talking to a person like long distance or something, never met them, and they just like dragged it out and out and out and out and out and with a bunch of lies. So I would be careful of that energy, but you could be, either someone's pulling you out of isolation or you're pulling yourself out, or you're pulling someone else out of isolation. Next in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this first quarter moon. It says your commitment is being tested. You have this Virgo card. It says a time to give rather than take. Like I said, I think it would be an amazing time to do something to get that flow that we were talking about going. And it could be very small. Again, it does not have to be a big thing that you're doing. And again, definitely doesn't have to cost money. It could be something that you do for free. So, definitely keep that in mind, right? You could just be creating something. When we create something, we're doing this. When you give, share some nice words with a person, you're getting that flow going, right? So it, can be totally free. And I would definitely recommend it, with the energy that's coming up in this reading. I don't really feel like your commitment is being tested necessarily, but kind of. I say that because of the Nine of Pentacles. This is Page of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles. It's almost like there's something you do, could be a talent, gift, skill, or ability. I say that because she has these grapes behind her, and the grapes in the tarot represent something that requires a lot of skill to grow. So you could have a skill or a talent, gift, skill, or ability. And I kind of feel like this reading is saying there's something that you're good at, and the commitment that's being tested is Page of Pentacles. Like, are you willing to put the work in to improve whatever that skill is that you have? And so sometimes, like, I think we can be working on a business or whatever, and it kind of gets to a point, and the universe is like, okay, like, are you gonna try to break through this plateau, or are you gonna stay where you are? And it's almost like this reading is saying you have an opportunity to break through a plateau that you've been at for a long time, and we see that right here. Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is just being stuck at a certain point, and that's really what I feel here. I actually don't feel bad about this Nine of Swords. Normally, to me, the Nine of Swords is the worst card in the tarot. Much worse than the Ten of Swords, and worse than the Tower as well. The Nine of Swords, you're stuck. The Nine of Swords, he is in pain, but he's not doing anything about it. This right here represents a comfort blanket, and so it's like he's in pain, but he's not in enough pain for him to make a change, right? He's not experiencing enough pain to get up and do something about it. So I really feel that for a lot of you, where it's like time to do something about it. Now you have the Four Cups here. The Four Cups kind of represents contemplation and apathy. But I kind of feel you are manifesting things that you want and desire in your life. And those Four Cups, I always say this card is like trying to manifest a cake. He's manifested the flour, the sugar, the eggs, but he just needs to mix it all together and put it in the oven, right? So I kind of feel like you're there. It's like you actually have all the pieces of a puzzle, but now you're at that stage of needing to put it all together. And that's where I feel you're at, really. It's almost like, I would keep learning and everything with the Page of Pentacles, but it's almost as if you know enough to be dangerous in whatever it is that you do. So I would, get moving. Let's see. With the Four Cups here, you have the Intuition card. Definitely time to trust your intuition. I believe it's a very intuitive time in general. So any intuitive messages you get, definitely listen. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Flattery card. Another card that is your card, basically. You could see these two faces facing apart and these two together. I do feel that you could be attracting a person who is kind of like more where you see eye to eye. Maybe the past person, you two were just on two totally different wavelengths, even though there could have been a lot of similarities. It's kind of funny because, this reading, it gives me the vibes of like a stepping stone soulmate. A stepping stone soulmate, we usually feel a very strong connection to them, but they just, stepping stone soulmates, we usually, how do you know who this person is what I'm trying to spit out here, right? Usually they have gone through something very similar to what you've been through in life, and that's why we find a very strong connection with them, is because maybe they have a very similar story to our story. So we usually, like, if maybe you went through money problems years ago, when you meet this problem they're going through, when you meet this person, I just said problem, they're probably a problem, right? They're going through money problems as well. And so you could have very similar traumas, but it's not a trauma bond. It's more like you went through something years ago and you meet this person, they're going through something similar, so you feel connected, but really you're very different. But usually a stepping stone soulmate just comes into your life to show you where you've been, where you're going, how, what you've overcome, and then you move on to your true soulmate after that. So, I kind of get that feeling after this, or that's what you've been through. With the Nine of Swords, you have this indecision card. I feel like any decision is a good decision, especially if it's a new decision, if I can say that word today. And I feel like you're being divinely guided. So I really feel that, the ideas you're getting, they're not coming from nowhere. They're coming from, the divine. And I feel you need to move in those new directions. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, or in the area of the good stuff, you have this purity card and this focus card. I feel like you need to focus on just like the simple things, not like overly complicated solutions or ideas. I feel like you need to focus on just the straightforward solutions to whatever it is that you work on in life. You have the Queen of Wands, Six of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. The Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. So again, I do feel that it is time for you to be bold, be assertive, and really charge towards the sun. She has that sunflower, and the sunflower points towards the sun, towards her desire, her passions, things that she wants, and she really moves in that direction. You have the Six of Swords here. I feel like you're moving on towards the future. It's weird, that indecision card, I feel, is kind of like there are some things that you could do that would keep you, that are, past choices. And I'm not talking about just love. I feel there, even if you're trying to improve your business, it's like you could be doing, have been doing things. I want to be clear with my words here. In the recent past that you have already tried before. And I feel like your solutions are new solutions, if that makes sense, that are focused. I'm not saying that there won't be some elements of things that you've already tried in work and business and career, but it just gives me a more upgraded, simple, again, purity, focus, more focused solutions. And that's what I feel like you're moving on to here, is you're moving on to things that are more clear, more focused, all that good stuff. You have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is, card of momentum. It is showing up in the good stuff. I'm not a big fan of the Knight of Swords, but in the area of the good stuff, I feel that it represents creating a lot of momentum and creating speed as well, where things can kind of be very, it's almost like you're creating a slip and slide in your life. With the Queen of Wands, you have this drama card. I would definitely avoid drama at all costs. Could be a Leo coming in for you, or a fire sign if you're looking for love. Could be any sign, of course. This is a general reading. But I would also say that you could be clearing up drama or avoiding drama just in general. Again, it's coming up in the good stuff. With the Six of Swords, you have the devotion card. This is what you're attracting, is a person who is devoted to you, a person who really wants to be with you. I do feel this person is different. Like, there's a sun and the moon up here, so you could really be attracting a person who is kind of an opposite, right? But I feel like this is a good opposite, not like this, It's like this right here, these two on the bottom, those are bad opposites. It's like you're attracting the top ones there. It's like, yeah, you're attracting an opposite, but they're a good opposite, not a bad opposite. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Idealism card. Could be an Aquarius as well. Could be any sign, general reading. But, this card basically says, a lot of people have had this card in the last row, I'm realizing. But it's a card that says, in that part of the reading, it says that there could be an ideal situation that's coming in for you, for sure. You have this coins card. It says money will be coming to you. Yes, let go of your money fears. I also feel like I would get that flow going. Like I said, whatever you can do. I would also say that, simple, straightforward, focused solutions to your problems. I always tell people, especially right now, when there's a lot of problems in the world, a lot of big problems, I think that it makes our brains think, oh, I have to come up with these super hard solutions to every one of my problems. But really, I feel the universe is like, no, come up with focused, keep it simple solutions, straightforward, not these overly complex, solutions to problems. And, if you do that, I feel you'll get that flow going. You have this dolphin card. It says financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. So, again, a lot of you could be building money or making more money as well. You have this chair empty. It says someone is leaving your life. So a lot of you could be letting go of a past person here. You even have this card, which says broken ring, a parting of the ways, either in romance or business. So a lot of you could be letting go of a past person. I don't think this is a breakup like this month. I feel it's more saying that you're kind of like officially letting go of them. Maybe you broke up with this person years ago, but you're releasing the energy. You have this clouds card. It says temporary problems. I feel like you've dealt with a lot of annoying little problems, and I feel like that's what you're setting yourself free from. You have this October card, and then you have this 4-leaf clover. It says great good fortune on it. So I feel for a lot of you that what's popping into my head is that you had like an idea back in October, or you started working on something in October, and now is when that luck is coming in with that great good fortune card. So yeah, looks pretty good. I think it's been a hard time for you, but it looks to me like you're changing your story, getting past it, right? So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.